Hello, this talk is an education talk on hydration. It may not seem a massive subject to you, but it's so important. Hydration is or water has such a huge component of our body. Without water, we cannot function at all. We can go without food for a couple of weeks, but water, it would be without just a few days and you'll be going into all sorts of trouble. This is Joey, you all know Joey. So the effects of dehydration are really severe. Your blood pressure rises, you start becoming lethargic, you can't concentrate, your heart starts to put loads of pressure on it and your kidneys begin to fail. So hydration is so important. How do you test for hydration? There's certain ways. The best way, in my opinion, is like the pee test. So when you wake up in the morning, your pee will probably be quite a dark colour if you're not hydrated properly. It's paramount that you then sip, don't gulp, water to get yourself back up together. So before you train, and throughout the whole day, your pee should be no different than straw coloured, okay? So it shouldn't be any darker than straw coloured. If you are slightly darker than straw coloured, you're already in the effects of dehydration.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've always got told that you want at least 2 clear peas a day, because then that would not only tell you make sure your body's working on all functions, but also clearing toxins out of your body. So hydration is huge, absolutely huge. If you haven't got it on board with you, you're missing out on a lot of results from it, because it's going to release toxins from your body. It's going to allow your body to work better. Your brain, I think, is made up of like 95% water. You're going to have better thinking. When you start experiencing what it's like to be hydrated, you'll know very fastly what it's like to be dehydrated, and you'll know that you need water, and you'll notice the signs of like dry mouth or dry.
But that's too late, isn't it? So when you're thirsty and you're feeling like this, you are already in the danger zone. So don't forget how important water is. It's that we need it for our blood, perspiration, urine, synovial fluid. That's the clear, blue-like substance located around the joints. So that cushions our joints during exercise. All these things, you need to make sure you're hydrated. But as you said, if you are slightly tacky in the mouth, you're already at the stage of dehydration.
Yeah, absolutely. It goes hand in hand with your goal. So it's going to help. It's going to help build muscles. It's going to help lose weight, help definition.
Temperature regulation.
Yeah, it's going to regulate your temperature.
Don't forget, depending on what the climate of the year is, how much you perspire, you'll need different water levels, okay? The reason we say don't gulp, you would sip fluids throughout the day, is because if you gulp, it just comes out quickly. So best is to have some water with you the whole time, just sipping gently through the day. I think the average person loses something like 2 to 5 litres of water a day,
yeah,
especially the active ones. So I think you can lose 2 litres of water during an hours of exercise, intense exercise. So be really, 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 really aware of it. So if any of you out there are racing, I make sure that I'm really hydrated prior to racing, because you naturally are going to lose fluids. You're losing fluids through perspiration and through pee. So you need to make sure that you're on top, you're in front of it and not behind it.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%, because that could make or break your race as well if you are doing a race.
Okay, I'm going to read out some information to you why a loss of 2% of your body weight as water will seriously compromise both mental and physical performance. This may result in kidney function becoming deficient, blood pressure drops causing a lack of blood flow to the brain, which in turn leads to poor concentration and tiredness. Muscle function decreases. We don't want that, okay? We really do not want that. Energy levels drop and headaches set in. Increased fatigue. I think with our society as it is already, we're already knackered, so we don't need anything to become any more tired than we already are. And constipation. First thing I say to a private client is when they're booking with me and they display symptoms of constipation is chew your food and have your water. So how much should a person be drinking a day? There's all different sciences and all different stuff. I literally just make sure I'm not thirsty. I drink water throughout the day. Don't forget you can get water in all fruits and veg and certain foods. And don't forget there's also things that are diuretics, like coffees, celery. What's a diuretic, Joey?
A diuretic is something that kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like something that kind of like hydrates you indirectly.
Yeah. So it just makes you, it dehydrates you basically. It makes you pee even more. So if you're drinking lots of coffee, you might find that you urinate heaps. So it just makes you pee.
Temperature, like we overlook it. I find it a lot easier to drink water when it's hot. I'm sure you do as well. Then when it's cold, I really struggle. If I'm not training, if I had a day off training, I don't burn much water, and it's cold, so I can't drink nearly as well.
But don't forget there's water in I'm drinking a Red Bush and Joe's drinking green tea at the moment, so there's water in that. Don't rely on those hot drinks during cold months to see through your hydration. Water is a habit that you need to get into. At first, when you start up in your water, you're going to be on that toilet all the time. Your body will get used to it. When you wake up in the morning, you should have a full bladder. That's the first thing that you should need to do. And it shouldn't be bright orange if you're hydrated properly. So when you get up, clean your teeth, go downstairs, have a nice hot lemon, half a lemon, squeeze into some hot water, and let's get the oxidation process happening.
And try and get at least like a quarter of your daily intake in the morning, because starting your day hydrated is
That's when your energy levels are high in the morning, that's a fact, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you can go in with that rolling and be one step ahead of, you'll be one step ahead of everybody.
Your most important times are morning, before you work out, and after you work out. That's where you want to consume a lot of water.
But try to get into the habit of sipping.
Also, it's going to reduce water retention. Okay, so
edema.
yeah, so it's going to make you look better, but it's also going to. Sometimes people are holding on to water.
You can see it, especially when you drink a lot of alcohol. You
Yeah.
can see that swelling, don't you?
Yeah, you can see it in your pores as well, in your skin. You can tell someone who's dehydrated massively. It helps your skin feel better.
Definitely. So not only are there physical effects, there's also visual effects. So I hope that's enough information on you to why you should drink heaps and heaps of water.
So on average, women drink. An active woman would drink between 2 to 4 liters a day, and men would be drinking between 4 to 6 liters a day.
That's a lot, isn't it? It seems a lot.
It does seem a lot. And at first, it is. If you're not used to drinking that amount, it is a lot. But as soon as you've done it for a week or so, your body would become very reliant on it, and you kind of miss it if you don't have it.
I think so. I think the more you have, the more you need. It gets a bit like that, isn't it?
Sometimes you know you need it until you realise, or when you've got it. That makes sense?
Yeah, no, exactly.
You know you need it until you've got it. That makes sense.
I'm not sure. Anyway, that's our hydration talk. Hope you enjoyed it. Any questions? Fire away.
Ciao.